friend of the podcast and minority ethnic group, Adam Friedland. He was talking to a guy, Ritchie Torres, congressman. There is something larger happening in the media space in America and in Europe. But I think particularly when it comes to comedians with podcasts and how they interact with politics. And this was one of the more significant left-wing, quasi-left-wing instances of this happening.
Yeah. The divergence between the sort of the interview, like not non-traditional media. Adam actually says it in this interview. He says to Torres, you're used to Anderson Cooper. I'm from the Come Town podcast.
Mm.
And I think this is interesting as far as media commentary goes, because it's a real clash of cultures and worlds, whereby within the governing class, the political class, the media class, Torres's positions, certainly in America, to a lesser extent here, and certainly in Germany as well, but the kind of the assumption upon which his stated beliefs rest, that essentially support Israel at all costs. The war is a tragedy, but wars are tragic. That's a line that he uses repeatedly. That can kind of play on CNN, on Fox News. You might get some pushback on MSNBC.
Mm.
But it's not going to be, and if you haven't watched the thing we are talking about right now, when you see it, you will understand what we're talking about, because he is sat opposite, essentially, a normal person. But that's the funny thing, right? Is Come Town is political, but...
Mm. But it doesn't interact with like mainstream politics, you know? And so there's, I don't know, 'cause, you know, there's all this chat in America of like, you need to find the blue Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
And there's whoever it is in the Democratic establishment is picking people up and dropping them and saying, is that Hassan? No, he's too red. Is that fucking whoever it might be, that
Scott
guy
Galloway.
that was on Scott Galloway, that guy that was on Jubilee, that young fella that was the Kamala supporter. You're picking up and discarding all these people because they don't fit. And it seems to me that he might be the latest one that they're giving a whack.
Yep.
And just because he's a comedian, he fits that thing of like, maybe he doesn't know enough about politics to get into it, or he'll just be softball like the right-wing podcasters are.
Listen, I'm like a comedian, right? Like, I hate when comedians, especially on the internet, like speak from a position of authority with like about crap that they don't know about. You know, this is one topic I feel like I can speak on, and
on college campus anti-Semitism.
No, on anti-Semitism and
in general, because you haven't been in college how long? Probably 2 decades, right?
I'm telling you on my experience of anti-Semitism the last 2 years. But the last 2 years have felt different in America. And I don't know if you've been on Twitter recently. Now a ton of people are questioning the validity of the Holocaust having happened.
Yes.
Can you tell me with a straight face that those are the 18-year-old kids at Columbia that are doing that?
It's interesting how patronizing he sounds, how Torres sounds when Adam is talking about his experience as a Jewish person in college a while ago. And there's a little bit of sneering, you know, like I think you're about 40 minutes in to the podcast at that point. And about a half hour in, Ritchie Torres recognizes it's going to a place that he doesn't want it to go, or he's like still feeling out where this guy sits and if it fits in with his philosophy on whether it's his philosophy or not. He gets a lot of money from AIPAC and other Israeli donors. But this is like the beginning point of him realizing I've now got another 20 minutes of this guy just airing grievances with me, and I have to tolerate it.
Calling freelancers, small and mid-sized business owners. Tide's Instant Saver account offers up to 4% AER variable, flexible access, and competitive returns.
Unlike other options on the market, you won't need to hold your money with Tide for a fixed period. That means you'll have instant access and free withdrawals whenever you need it.
You can get started today with just £1, making it easy to start growing your business savings.
Want to know what you'll earn? Tide's clever calculator gives you a clear picture up front.
Our audience will receive £100 cashback when you deposit £5,000 within the first 30 days of opening your Tide Instant Saver account.
Use code JOE, that's JOE, JOE. New members receive an annual equivalent rate of up to 4% AER variable, free for 6 months. For the full offer, visit tide.co/Joe. T's and C's apply.
I mean, it's obviously influenced by Joe Rogan because things like this wouldn't happen had it not been for the significance of podcasts in 2024. And this fight back is so ill thought out that there's no space for a Democratic Party to be podcasters, because this is a thing that people who listen to podcasts believe so deeply in that their entire ideology kind of flies in the face of what the presenters of these shows stand for. You will find pro-Zionist left podcasts in America, I'm sure you would, but someone with the very, very niche audience of Adam Friedland.
I don't think it's even niche anymore.
Is he not? Do you not think
sort of at a minimum 6-figure view counts on his interviews?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I
suppose
saw
so.
this had broken 100K in less than
a day. Yeah,
So
less than
I
12
mean,
hours.
It will go. And given the conversation, it will go beyond 1 million if it hasn't already.
Sure, but he's lifestyle related though. He's not. I don't think people in the same way that they listen to Joe Rogan to get a view on how the Democrats are turning the frogs gay or putting books to try and convert your children in a library. They're not listening to Adam Friedland for the left version of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With an interview like this, you'd wonder if he would ever get another congressperson after it. And it's not like he's destroyed the reputation of Ritchie Torres or the Democratic Party or anything. He's just shown what the prevailing wind of people in their mid-30s and below is. And the guy who is held up as one of the, for youth and for demography and all these kinds of things, is one of probably the future of what the establishment Democrats are going to be. To be so far disaligned with one of the key issues for people below 30 years old, below 40 years old, is so telling. But the fact that he was okay with risking access to any Democratic politician for the sake of that interview, which for most of it is him just talking about his lived experience and being dead-walled by this guy, is quite an interesting and brave thing to do, I think. You know.
Thanks to Tide and their instant savings account for sponsoring this week's podcast.
New members receive an annual equivalent rate of up to 4% AER variable.
Our audience will receive £100 cashback when you deposit £5,000 within the first 30 days of opening your Tide Instant Saver account.
Use code JOE. For the full offer, visit tide.co/Joe. T's and C's apply.